Hello and welcome back to episode 15 of Jobless Weebs. As always, I'm Marco, the Brickborn Mexican, and with me today,
Brian.
How are you, Brian?
Really good, I think. Well, it was just that I've been driving a lot lately, so I've been on the road lately, and it's like just like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been like a lot of like scenery passing by me, but yeah, I'm grounded again.
Well,
Which is good.
It's good to hear you're back. You're back to work, and that you're still not jobless.
Yeah. Yep. Still looking, but yeah. Until next Friday.
That's something.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. Yep. Until then.
Yeah. I mean, I have started again. Job hunting. Which is a bit of a pain.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So true.
But hey, we gotta do a.
Oh yeah.
I mean, to put in practice what we talked about last week about bad working environments, we just need to find some place that we're actually comfortable, or at least that we can laugh or make things funny out of.
That's right. To be fully invested in. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. Are you looking locally or anywhere?
Mainly locally, but I mean, at this point, I would take.
Oh, anything.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, I hear ya.
I think we're on the same boat. Like.
Yeah. You want me to go to Maine? Oh, sure. I'll go to Maine. Yep. Yeah.
Oh boy, but other than that, I've been kind of busy.
Oh,
with the applications and still trying to keep a balance, you know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, school's going back again.
That's right.
And it's weird because normally I used to take like summer break. So the only semesters that I would study would be winter semester and fall semester. But now that fall semester is about to start, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have to go anymore. Oh.
Yep.
And I have to keep working.
Yep.
Okay.
This is basically the first September without school in years.
Yeah, for me,
very, very long time.
It was probably 6 years.
Wow.
Probably a little more.
Yep.
I mean, I did take my sweet time finishing my major.
True. Well, then it's also engineering.
Right.
Which takes a long time anyway. But yeah. Dang, yeah. That is a long time. Wow.
But anyways, let's forget about real life for a second.
Oh yes.
And
anime.
I'm pretty sure you are aware, and I noticed that because I noticed in your social media
yes.
about a pretty famous anime that it's going to be adapted by Netflix.
That's
in the upcoming year, I believe.
That's right. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit longer. But yep, we have finally seen some picture reveals.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, it's probably, you probably already know by the title of this YouTube video.
Oh, right.
But it's Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop! One of my all-time favorites of all anime. It's just so good. Yep. I would say like top 5.
Is it top 5?
Yeah, it would be top 5.
I like it. I'm not sure. Probably I would put it in one of my favorite lists.
Ooh, okay. Yes.
It's at this point, I've watched so many anime that if I'm like, oh yeah, my favorites, but I think I've divided them into like my favorites for slice of life, my favorites for action, my favorites for sci-fi. Or like, it would probably be there. It was actually kind of like a funny story when I was launching myself into this Weeb world,
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I was researching like, oh yeah, what are some of the like most famous anime or like some of the best anime to watch,
Yeah.
and I found surprisingly Cowboy Bebop on like being the top one, like being on the top three on several lists, and that
Oh
was
yeah.
I'm talking like that was like around 5 or 6 years ago,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and they were on the top three. It was Cowboy Bebop, Trigun,
Oh yeah.
which is
I do
around the
see that
same
one.
time,
Ah,
and it's also sci-fi one. And
that's
I don't
right.
remember
That's
the
right.
other one, but I'm pretty sure I also watched it.
Oh yes.
But
Oh yes. Oh no. Oh, I hear ya. I when I also was coming into like the weeb world, and actually getting on top with um seasonal uh seasonal releases. Yeah, I would look for like top 10 like to watch during the fall, top 10
Right.
for like school type anime, top 10 action and stuff. And yeah, Cowboy Bebop for me also it would come up every single time. I think it was around 2017, 20 the end of 2016 to 2017 for me. Yeah.
It was probably around the same time for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I was pretty kind of like knowledgeable about like some other seasonal animes from like the 2000s
Oh, yeah,
up
yeah.
to that point. You know, a lot of isekais,
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
and
Isekai.
pretty much from the 90s because Cowboy.
Oh, right.
When is
Yeah,
it from? It's from the 90s,
it
right?
was the 90s. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Late 90s. I
from the
believe.
90s. I only remember the ones that I watched were kind of like Digimon, Pokemon, which Pokemon is, I think, a little before the 90s, some of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Sakura Card Captor.
Oh, yeah.
But I also think that Sakura Card Captor is early 2000s. But yeah, I mean, I I was kind of glad that I watched Cowboy Bebop when I was kind of like old enough.
Yeah,
I mean, I was
yeah.
already like 19, 20 probably
Oh, right,
when I
right.
watched Cowboy Bebop for the first time. So I think that if I would have watched it
Oh,
on like when I was a teenager, I would have
yeah,
liked
yeah.
it, but for several different reasons that I would have liked it like now.
Oh, yeah, as a young adult coming into it. Yeah. I would agree. I would agree. When I was watching high school, well, when I was watching anime for the first time, I was in high school, late uh 2000s, I think.
Right.
So I just saw like Naruto,
Yeah.
and I knew about like Sailor Moon, and I barely was into like any other things, but yeah, I would definitely see it like in a different way if I was younger watching it. Right now,
Right.
it's like I'm an adult, and yeah, I kind of get that feeling too. With like, yeah, Spike is like, he's like, uh, late 30s or like somewhere in his 30s, and it's like that's not too far from where we are.
Yeah. I mean, I want to explore that with you. Kind of
Oh
like
yes,
now that we're really close to a live action anime that I think
yeah.
a lot of anime fans are hyped about
Ooh,
and at the same
absolutely.
time are scared about
Ooh,
because a lot of
absolutely.
live actions tend to be ruined by Netflix.
Ah,
I have to say it.
uh,
Netflix has
yeah,
produced a lot of pretty good anime,
yeah, yeah,
but when it comes to adapting anime into live action,
yeah.
I mean, it's not Netflix's fault because adapting anime on its own way is hard.
Ooh, right, right. It's hard to adapt. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yes, there's been a lot of talk about being let down in
Yeah,
the past
because
few years too.
I mean, I think Cowboy Bebop started recording on 2018,
Yeah.
and then they stopped for some reasons, and then COVID hit, and then they were like stopping it again.
Yeah.
So
It's like double stopped.
right,
Oh,
but
so sad.
that's the least of our worries, because I think
Right.
that what worries a lot of fans is that what they did with like Death Note
Yeah.
or Full Metal Alchemist,
Oh, I saw that one too. Yep.
because they were good movies on their
Yeah.
own.
Yeah, and their own. Yes. If like you randomly see it without knowing anything.
Yeah, I mean, because I gotta be honest, the first time I watched the live action of Full Metal Alchemist,
Oh, yes.
I had not watched yet Full Metal Alchemist.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, I had no idea. Oh my goodness.
And I mean, I had an idea of what was going to happen.
Oh, right.
And then when I
Yeah,
watched the anime,
yeah.
I was like, what the heck was that? It's
Oh,
like
I
1,000
see.
times better than the movie.
Yikes.
And I mean,
Yeah.
and we talked already about it, because anime takes a lot of different genres and styles. Because
yes.
let's just stick with Cowboy Bebop, because
Yeah,
that's what we're talking
yeah.
about.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to go more in deep
Right.
with that show. And it's like Cowboy Bebop has several different genres. For starters, it's sci-fi,
Yep.
because it's set out in space.
Yep.
It's also kind of like a Western show.
Yeah. It is like that. Western
It is
type.
kind of like a weird mixture that is well connected, kind of like with like Wild West movies or shows, and kind of like samurai shows or movies.
Yeah, because even those have been interrelated over the decades.
Yeah, and especially because, I mean, hence the name Cowboy
Oh,
in the show.
absolutely.
We also
Cowboy.
seen a lot of influence of like Japanese culture, but not only Japanese culture. Something that kind of like takes Cowboy Bebop into like a different plane is how they put different cultures, and they are diverse as heck.
Oh, they are.
But
Like the main characters.
Like kind of like
and-
the ones that I could count off and that I can remember
Oh yeah.
on top of my head are kind of like Mexican on the very first episode.
Yep.
Like he's catching a bounty on Tijuana, Mexico.
Yep. That's right. Yep.
And there's some Hindu, there's African American,
Some Chinese mixed in there.
yeah, some Chinese because of like the bonsai and the martial arts, some Japanese, and that is just how they portray a world that it's not. It doesn't seem like it's really kind of like a law environment where there's like a fixed government.
Right.
It's more like a dystopia,
It is.
and that just like cultures just spread out, but people stuck with their culture.
Yeah. Which makes Spike Spiegel and his crew stand out much more. Yeah. Wherever they go. Oh,
Yeah, because so our main characters are Spike, which is like the main character. Then is Jet,
Yep.
which is well, he used to be a cop, right?
That's right. He used to be a cop, kind of like a detective type. Yeah.
Faye Valentine, who is
She
kind of like
she's a gambler, and she's like
she's
from like the
she's
city.
a gambler, and she is from essentially another timeline.
Essentially, yep.
And then
Yes.
Ed,
Oh, yes.
who's like a teenage hacker, And-
Yeah.
a corgi. What's the name of the corgi? I don't remember.
Oh, Einstein.
Einstein. Yeah.
Yep.
Who's like a super intelligent corgi
Yep.
that somehow
For
never
reasons.
shows up. Somehow never shows up is its intelligence. It just acts like a regular
Oh yeah.
dog.
Just a regular dog. Yep. Yep.
Which I don't have any complaints.
Oh yeah,
To be
absolutely.
honest.
Whom they adopt early on in the show, and he's like the mascot of the show too.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe that because this is a heavy show.
Oh yeah, it's very very heavy, with like the storylines, the people, and there's a lot of death in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a show. It's a show for adults or for like. I mean, I would say teenagers who
Oh yeah.
who know how to differentiate things, and so the show, it's mainly for like an adult audience because
Yeah.
the funny part of Cowboy Bebop, or like the interesting part, is that every episode out of the 26 episodes, it's really not connected with anything.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
episodic.
Yeah,
Episodic episodes.
yeah. I mean, it's just every episode is different.
Yeah.
Like the supporting characters are always different, except for like our main characters.
That's right. And even then, we kind of see like windows, or more like focused on one or another throughout each one.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's. I guess we're coming back to last week, like adult life, or like it's just like the everyday life of a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
One day it's in a planet, people die, or bad stuff happen, good stuff happen, funny thing happens.
Oh yeah.
But then it's like going back to the ship, to the Bebop ship, and they eat and they just stay there. And next episode is like something completely different.
Yeah.
And it's just them passing by again.
Yep.
which is a really good narrative.
I think it is.
Because I mean, at the end of the episode, and it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because at the end of the episode it's like they don't learn anything. There's no character development, or like at least something obvious. But there is some character development in the way that each member of the crew, or at least the adult ones, which is Spike, Jet, and Faye, they are somehow really attached to their pasts, which a lot of the problems come from.
That's right. Their past. And that's a funny thing too, because it's almost like they're not really trying to like run away from their past, but in a way they're trying to stay removed from it. But then it always catches up with them. Either with like people finding them, or they find the people in their past, or like some events happen that like brings them closer to who they were. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is that the real problems rise when they decide to head straight those problems.
That's right.
And we
dangerous.
see it, like, who was the first one? I think like the first one was Faye, right?
Oh,
like the first one when she's like, "Oh, I remember everything," but she meets one of her like high school friends.
Oh yes,
now an old lady. And so essentially that the life that she wanted to go back, she really can't go back because Earth is destroyed, and that's why this show came to be, because everything's on space, because Earth was destroyed due to an asteroid. And she was put to sleep cryogenically, and then she was forced to leave again and pay a debt.
That's right.
and it's like
she's heavily in debt. Yeah.
Which is like, that sounds kind of weird. That's
it's yes.
because I mean she was saved, but not saved.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a strange thing. And it's like, ooh, wow, yeah. There is quite a few things to talk about with that one too, because they didn't have the means to like help her at the time.
Right.
Oh yeah, as I remember.
And so
Oh
and so
goodness.
you have a girl and, or like an adult woman with amnesia in a new world that she is not aware of, and all the stuff that she thinks she remembers to be
Yeah.
common sense are no longer.
Yep. Yep. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's like the world she's not used to.
Yeah. I mean, she's one. The second one
Right.
is Jed,
It's
like
Jet.
holding into wanting to go back home where his wife was.
Yeah.
His wife who left him just like a note, and then when they meet each other, there's a bounty on his new lover. So things don't actually end up good.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. He comes back to this past that was haunting him just to find out that it's still not good.
Yeah.
So
And that the other
it's-
person involved
Oh yeah.
wasn't even part of that anymore.
Right. Not at all. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah. There's some heavy stuff with that one for sure. For sure. Jet. The thing about Jet is that he's the homemaker on the Bebop.
Right.
He makes the meals and he like takes care of Spike specifically. Like
Yeah, he's that internal voice that say like, don't do anything that stupid.
yeah, he's like the backbone for him on the Bebop. And so for him to be in that past home, well, going back to where that past home should have been, is like really opposite of like who we see him as now.
And it's a past that he cannot let go, especially because he has his robotic arm in a world where apparently like there's, I mean, the technology is debatable, but I mean, there's an episode where Fate tells her like, why don't you just like have your arm reconstructed instead of having that robotic arm, and it's still kind of like a sign of like he cannot let go of the past.
Oh, that's right.
Or
that's
like
right.
going now switching back to Spike, how he has like a fake eye.
Ooh, yeah, and it's slightly off color to his original.
And it's exactly the same stuff because he used to be part of like a mob, right? Or
That's
a gang.
right. They were. Yeah, he was in a syndicate.
Yeah. And just about he was about to leave with the woman she loved, his partner had to ruin everything.
Right. Oh my goodness. Yep.
And the thing is that things do not end up with just like the partner ruining everything, because the partner also instigates
Oh yeah.
like the following episodes.
It vicious.
Vicious.
Yep.
Yeah, even the name is like
vicious. Oh man. Yeah. Unfortunately, they still have bad blood between them. Yeah.
Yeah, and just like at the end, did you like the ending, like the final episode?
Did I like it? Oh my goodness. I think I did. I think I really liked it just because, only because it made me like feel empty. Like it was like it's like over kind of thing. But then it's like those quotes, "See you, space cowboy," and it's like, dang, like this whole series is like like even though you might like not be here now or like around, we'll see you like next episode. But then the other quote, you're gonna carry that weight. It's like we have to deal with it, with what was shown. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think it was okay. I mean,
Okay. Yeah. Because we just see Vicious and him like shooting it out, and then bam.
yeah,
That's
at the end,
the
you just see Spike just like
Uh-huh.
bang, and that's it. And it's like,
Falling down. Mhm.
what was that? Is he dead? Is he not dead? Like,
Yeah.
he should have just like end up with Faye and
Yeah.
turn out a new leaf or something like that.
Yeah, because I think Faye even asked him to stay, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
just before he left. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it could have.
yeah.
it
When,
could've.
when she was ready to leave her past behind and
Right,
start
she
anew,
was ready.
and she
Yeah.
she wanted to start anew because Spike told him like, oh yeah, there's no worth in past. It's like that's why it's the past. It's like it's long gone. That's why she decided to start anew. And then she was like, hey, why don't you come with me? I was like, oh yeah, hold on a second. My
Right.
past is important.
Right. I gave you advice, but I'm not gonna follow that advice.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Wow. Dang.
And but
That's
I mean,
tragic.
I thought it was like good, and
Okay.
anime, at least back in the 90s,
Oh yes.
you know, it's not like nowadays that is like
Yeah.
anime is just like the 12 episodes or like the 24 episodes that at the end is like that open ending that leads you to go to the source material, either like the manga or like the light novel.
Right.
It's like anime, a lot of anime back at the time, it was like
Yeah.
the final episode and this is it, and it's like
Oh,
I don't care if
yeah.
you complain or not, this
And
is
that's
it.
the ending, right? And it's
And-
usually like tragic endings and like or really weird philosophical ones, with like Neon Genesis. But
Yeah,
I
that's for another episode probably.
oh yes, not this one. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, these days, yeah, it is a lot more like that, open ended and other things whatnot.
Yeah, and a lot of times I think it's like, oh yeah, it's up to you, the viewer, to just like evaluate what's gonna happen. Like, yeah, he was almost dead, but somehow he woke up and went with Faye, and
Oh, yeah.
they live happily ever after.
Yeah, they could have. I would. Oh man.
Or
Actually,
the other one is like,
I have thought about that too.
right,
It's like, yes, I want that.
or like, or he died and Jet stayed just a bounty hunter and everyone drifted away.
Yeah.
Like in some other animes of kind of like the same genre, like Samurai Champloo.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yes. Another one that's very like, well, samurai first, but then very like adventure-y and episodic too. Oh, absolutely. Oh man, fantastic trio.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, amazing.
I mean, and it's just as Cowboy Bebop. They were like
Yeah.
an excellent trio, plus a kid and a dog.
Oh yes.
Because Ed was there, and I think they allowed Ed to stay there, just like
Oh yeah.
as a way for them to just like get away from, or not like get away, but kind of like a distraction from like the seriousness and kind of like the monotonous habits that they had.
Yeah.
Because if you notice on the animation, which is like back at the time, it was not like a computer thing. I think that Cowboy Bebop was everything hand drawn,
everything.
and
I
like
believe so.
the colors are exceptional.
Ooh, yes. Oh
And
yes.
every pose that all of them make, it's never like simple like we see in some other anime where when they're like standing up and they're just like that. that it looks kind of like unnatural. For some reason, they're always making a pose.
Yeah,
Whether they're alone or if they're interacting with someone, they never stand still. Especially
especially
Eddie's always moving
yes.
something.
Sometimes upside down with her legs up in the air.
Yeah,
Yep.
really energetic.
Oh yes,
and irradiating that. I mean, even though she was like a great hacker,
she's always on the computer. Yeah,
that ray of
away.
stupidity and like youthfulness.
Oh yes, the mushroom episode was the funniest one, and she was wacky on that one. Oh yeah, like walking on her hands and whatnot. Oh my, yeah, she was that one to like break it up and like be different, like in the group.
Yeah, and
in a different way.
Yeah, and that was like the chill anime part.
Oh, with her.
Yeah, like
it was
that weird character that no matter how serious the problem is.
Yes.
You can't have a straight face because she's doing something. Weird.
Always. Oh wow.
And I mean, what else can we cover? I mean, we've gone through like the characters' personalities, backstories, even the animation. I mean, the soundtrack. I want to talk about the soundtrack.
Yes. Each episode is named after like either a song or like a movie or like a music genre. Sorry, a music genre. That's right. I
mean, for starters, direction, character design, music. All of that.
So good. Good.
Watanabe.
He was the director.
He was the director, and he's pretty good. He actually was he the same that directed Samurai Champlo?
Yes,
I think he was.
Yes,
and
that's
also
right.
Kids on the Slope.
Oh yeah,
and Kids on the Slope is also a jazz one.
Yep,
which is like he might be onto something.
He is. He also directed Carol and Tuesday, I believe.
Carol and Tuesday, and he has also directed
very good one.
some Gundam anime.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of like the mecha animes.
Yeah.
Which would explain why a lot of like the mechanics in Cowboy Bebop are so detailed.
Yes. I remember they went into like an old junk shop or something, and they were old VCRs, I think, or something like that. And it was so detailed inside the shop. Every machine you can see in there. Oh, amazing. I still remember that.
Yeah.
Oh man, so good. Wow.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of people might think like we're just throwing flowers to Cowboy Bebop, and we are.
We
definitely are.
Oh yes, I'm a fan. Yeah.
I mean, we're not saying that it didn't have flaws, because of course there were a couple episodes that were kind of boring, to be honest.
Oh sure, yeah.
But it was like it was part of.
Yeah, kind of like the experience. And I hear that. Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, when they were boring, there was not a dull moment.
Yeah.
And they were still contributing to like either the supporting characters story, which it's a story that we never get to see like unfold. It's just a story that was unfolded while the crew was there.
Yeah.
But it was still kind of like some hints.
That's right. Yeah, even well, on the music, I do want to say with the opening song Tank, it was iconic, and I think. Oh, actually, I think I saw some news about the songwriter recently. I might have to look into that later because I can't remember what she did. Oh man.
It's alright. I mean,
Yeah.
in the music, not
Oh, yeah.
not just like the opening
Oh.
song, like the background music, sounds like the heavy jazz or
Oh yes.
the light blues.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm not gonna say I'm like I have a lot of like knowledge regarding those genres
Oh right.
because it's like yeah I have a lot of culture, I know that,
Oh yes.
but
Yeah.
but it's like even if you know nothing about it, there's something about jazz and blues that
Yeah.
puts like a different theme to shows.
Yeah.
It makes it look like mysterious or even
You could say that.
prohibited.
Right. It's like an edgy feeling that it creates for the show.
Yeah, kind of like there's something bad about to happen.
Oh.
I just don't know when.
Yep.
And on Cowboy Bebop, a lot of times the music it didn't feel like it was on tune like with what was happening, but a lot of times they were like, no, that's right, that's the song that we're supposed to be playing.
Yeah. It just like fits together so well.
Oh boy, but I mean, we already hyped. I hope.
Oh yes.
I hope that Netflix
Yeah.
lives up to the expectations.
Yeah. I hope it
And-
delivers. Oh man.
Yeah, because I mean, it's gonna be kind of hard.
Oh yes.
If they want to keep like a storyline, or if they want to do like the anime did of like
With episodic.
with the
releases.
episodic kind of thing of different stuff happening.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, Jet, Spike, and Fate, it's not like they were gonna change until the very end.
Right.
At the beginning, it's like, oh yeah, just another day, another dollar. So let's see how
anytime.
Netflix is gonna do that.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm pretty hyped for it. They haven't revealed Ed yet, so I'm crossing my fingers for when they bring her in. It looks like they could mirror kind of what the anime did with like maybe the 4th or maybe even the 5th episode with her coming in.
Right.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. Oh man.
But I mean, best of luck to Netflix.
Yep.
At least Netflix is sponsor us.
Oh yes.
Not gonna happen, but still,
Oh yeah.
worth a try.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
All right, thanks for watching this podcast, episode 15,
Yep. Thanks for watching. Keep watching anime.
and we'll see you guys next week.
Mm-hmm.
See ya.